Your man comes home and he's hungry. Would you wake up and make him a meal?
No.
Hell no, he can
Be
buy his own
independent.
shit.
Be independent.
No, he makes me a meal. What the f***?
I didn't hear your answer.
I mean, I'm happily married. I'd make him a meal.
You'd make it?
Thanks, man.
Damn, take it back. I'll make the meal. I'll make the meal.
2 divorces.
Kids?
Yes.
How many
I have
kids?
3.
From how many fathers?
2. So I have 2 to my first marriage and then 1 from a guy I dated in high school.
And then question the 2 divorces. Who initiated them?
I did for both.
Briefly, what was the reason for the first one?
The first one, he was kind of manipulative and controlled.
Really quickly, how was he controlling?
I couldn't spend any money. I had to get permission to spend anything. I didn't work. I stayed at home. I had to cook. I had to clean. If I didn't have dinner ready when he expected it to be ready, he would be upset.
Okay, and you stayed home and he provided everything?
Yeah.
And you wouldn't have dinner ready when he got home?
Well, I had to maintain 2 small children.
Did you have friends that you were allowed to go see?
His friends kind of became my friends. And one of our friends, and this is going to sound bad, who ended up being my second husband, stopped coming to our house because he said he didn't like the way he talked to me. And
Wait, so you started dating one of your buddy's good friends?
I know I'm not a good person.
Yeah, that's
like
bad.
I'm a bag. That's okay.
Wait, what?
She started banging her boyfriend's best friend.
No, they weren't best friends.
Well, they were close enough.
Let's get this straight. They were not best friends.
Maybe not anymore, they're not.
True.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'3".
How much do you weigh?
That's none of your business. I told you I was fat.
Oh, okay. We don't play that shit on my channel. You get your big fat ass on somewhere then. God damn! I don't deal with you big sassy ass broads. Where would you rank yourself on the marketplace?
8.
Out of what, 100?
Okay, what is it? What we rating from 1 to 10?
If you, yeah.
Okay, 9.
God damn! Okay, have a good day. If you had to rank yourself on a scale from 1 to 10 and you can't use 7, face only, no hair extensions, your natural hair, your natural face, what would you give yourself?
Interesting. 8.
Nope.
No?
No.
Okay, so if I wanted a high value man, what do I do?
Be reincarnated. You can't get one. I'm gonna be honest, you can't.
I have a master's in public administration, and I have a law degree.
How tall are you?
5'9".
Dress size?
16.
You didn't choose to be single.
I'm sorry?
Do you have any kids?
No kids. My ex had 4, so I'm trying to, that's kind of a big number.
Why'd you pop?
I know it's an unpopular opinion, but me, I typically don't like dating men without children, especially after a certain age. I just think it's weird, you know, and I have a child and I love children and God only gave me one, so I want to be with someone who has children. I've never dated a man that didn't have children. And it's a deal breaker than the average woman.
Gotcha.
So a man without children is weird to you?
After a certain age, yeah. I feel like after a certain age, you don't have no children. It's just strange to me. You know, like nobody owed you. Nobody took them genetics, you know, like I think it's strange, you know, so it's a personal preference.
No,
okay.
Good.
And why'd you pop your balloon?
As she talked a little more, I thought about the fact that I don't want any other kids and I do only have one kid. So I think I would rather someone who had a kid already just because I don't want to have any more. And I wouldn't want to date anybody who didn't have kids because they probably want kids.
Gotcha.
Okay.
4 kids. Did you always knew you wanted a big family?
No. So I didn't want kids. I didn't want to get married. I thought I was going to be career girl and that's it. And I had my eyes set on my goals. And I was never the little girl that like dreamt about the wedding dress and all of that. And then it happened so early in my life. So it's like, it's one of those things like you don't know what you actually don't know what you want.
It's so hard also to be the woman in a situation where you're like, men just don't get as much scrutiny. Like they can maybe tell him like, your fucking shots suck tonight. But like the looks and all of that is just like not a factor of conversation as much.
No.
Did you talk to Steph about it? Like, or did you kind of keep it within yourself so it didn't?
What pisses me off is the discourse around how women only go for the top 15% of men. Like, am I supposed to be going for the fat loser who doesn't have a job and lives at home? Am I supposed to be attracted to that? Obviously, I'm going to be attracted to the guy who's ambitious, the guy who's manly, the guy who takes care of himself and his health and works out, the guy who's tall, the guy who's going to give my kids good genetics. Why on earth would I be attracted to the fat loser? Or any loser for that matter. Even an average guy, like why, if I could pick the best of the best, why would I be attracted to the mid-tier? Like, hello. Especially if I'm a top quality girl. What happened to earning your place in this world? You're gonna be a loser in this life and then expect people to want you? Like, that's just common sense that that's not going to happen. Like, if I was fat and ugly, I would not be surprised that men are not going for me and instead they want the girls who are fit and beautiful. Like, I didn't earn to be on their level. I didn't earn to be wanted like that. So maybe instead of complaining that women only want the top 15%, work on becoming top 15% or somewhere near that number instead of sitting at home being a loser, trying to be a little victim.
My grandma said there are only two things in life that you worry about, whether you're healthy or whether you're sick. If you're healthy, you ain't got nothing to worry about. But if you're sick, you got two things to worry about. Whether you're going to get better, whether you're going to get worse. You get better, you ain't got nothing to worry about. But if you get worse, you got two things to worry about. Whether you're going to live, whether you're going to die. If you live, you ain't got nothing to worry about. But if you die, you got two things. Whether you're going to heaven, whether you're going to hell. If you go to heaven, you ain't got nothing to worry about. But if you go to hell, you got two things to worry about. Original or extra crispy?
Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Boogie back again with another live stream. Shout out to you guys for supporting your boy. So do me a favor, like the video, subscribe as you're coming in. You can put it down in the comments in the chat where you're watching from. I have a few videos we're going to be going through. And shout out to you guys who joined us yesterday for the live stream. It was the first time I did like a full-on panel, and it was a good experience. Anyone is allowed to join the panel. I will drop the link down below later if you want to join me in the conversation so that I know I'm not crazy. Because sometimes I know I say things and most of you disagree in the chat, but if you got your camera on, the reason I want people to put a camera on because it's a real conversation rather than if you don't have your camera on, I don't know who I'm talking to, and it doesn't seem authentic. All right, so I'll put that link down below later, but let's first go through a couple of videos and let's get started. Like the video. Lego.
That also goes to say that we have finite amount of time
Yes.
of things to focus on. And then if we do have time to look for mates or be in those circles, we have to be very selective about the environments that we go in and what we're focused on getting. So I want to actually have this conversation with you because I have two daughters, right? And my kids are in Gen Alpha. And for Gen Alpha, 2/3 of the jobs that exist right now will not exist when they're of age. So it's a very uncertain future for them.
Yeah.
And we live in increasingly uncertain times right now. And I have a big gripe with hypergamy. You know, the idea of telling my daughters that looking for a financially stable partner is the best bet, even in spite of the fact that we live in economic uncertain times. So I'm just curious from your vantage point on that, because there is so much talk about that online. And like I said, everything you described, in some people's cases, sounds like a fantasy. Like getting presented with a $150,000 necklace on day one, like that's a fantasy. Do you feel a sense of disillusionment from it? Or what would you say in response to people who look at that and say, oh, I aspire to that?
To getting the $150,000 necklace?
Well, everything that goes with it, to be putting yourself in the places where that's even possible.
It's just not real. It would be too difficult to maintain. It would be a headache to maintain. It would be constant anxiety, and I don't want it. I did it. I don't want it. Never want that for myself anymore. So if that would be the last thing that I advised a young girl to do, to look at, look at men of means being, your saving grace or your safety net. Girls are thriving. Women are thriving. We're outpacing men in every aspect of life right now. By the way, I saw their pictures. They are stunning. You must be so proud.
Thank you. I am. I really, really am. And I am hopeful for them. And I am hopeful for them to have an intimate life that is fulfilling. And I also acknowledge that it comes in all forms. And don't get me wrong, I've spoken to women before who have a partner who has lots of means, and it contributes, may not be the only reason, but it definitely contributes to their feeling of appreciation to be in the relationship, love for the relationship.
And don't let me say that being like all rich men are pieces of shit. That is definitely not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
However, I've dated enough of them that there is a consistency. I call it rich man syndrome.
Yeah, but you couldn't keep any of them. So you bragging that you've dated all these men, but you couldn't even keep one. That means you are the problem.
What rich man syndrome looks like?
What?
Somebody got to get that. That's just their attitude. Somebody is always going to fall. Like they walk with a wake in front of them, and whatever happens behind them, they've got people just scrambling, picking things up,
Why
and whatever
not?
else.
They made the money.
And also the fact that they have the money also is they walk with the attitude and the bravado that they are the breadwinner. And they're the ones that are affording you this luxurious life.
I'm going to stop it there, man. She had a lot of conversation about dating a man with means. What do you guys thoughts about it? What came to mind?
She's not necessarily a woman that walks with substance to start there. Her background is just null and void to start. She's burnt out.
That's true.
I mean, she's ran through how many persons as far as dating. Once you start to get to a certain portion of, when you start to get to a certain portion of when you're dating so much or so many people, you're burnt out. So yeah, you're not going to be appeased by what's being offered to you any longer, versus somebody that's more average would be elated to receive that type of gift, and to tell someone like, oh, well, you shouldn't date for money, or you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. But you've done all those things. I can understand that you're coming from your perspective and points of impact, your perspective, but you're burnt out.
Yeah, I agree with Toya. Because if Melissa Ford has been dating all these rich men and she wasn't able to keep one, and then later on, because I think she's like 40, maybe 45, I don't know what age, but she's in either early 40s or mid 40s, in my opinion. I think that's what I think, right? But all of them, you see the pattern, all of them realize later. Because not many women get access to these rich men. Most women want rich men, but very few get access. Now, I think she still looks good. She's still a beautiful woman, but they realize later. But I think the reason she's complaining is because she wasn't able to keep a rich man, but maybe she thought her looks would be just enough. But rich men have standards too, and most women hate the fact that rich men have boundaries that average men don't have. Women can walk all over average men, but usually they don't have the same thing when it comes to rich men. Rich men really have boundaries, and they can replace you just like that.
I don't and not for nothing, men with means, I feel like it's essentially like a dating app. They got so many to choose from.
Exactly.
So you just kind of swiping until you find your match. And she wasn't really nobody's match. She thought she was.
Because I've dated a man with means, and he was not a piece of shit, as she was trying to refer to.
Yeah.
He was actually very sweet, very nice, very caring, very much a provider. Like, I could say I broke my nail and he's going to try to find a way to make sure I get my nail fixed. So I think it's really just her experience being
exactly.
her.
I think it's mostly
doesn't make it any better.
Yeah, I think it's the type of people you date. And I think there has to be acknowledgement that if you're dating someone rich, famous, and in the entertainment industry, which I believe the majority of the people she's probably talking about are there. I know people in the entertainment industry, and it's fame does some crazy things to people. And so, I just think that her opinion on a man of means, she needs to be more specific to say, hey, I think these entertainers, and a majority of them weren't it, which, we've all heard stories and we are seeing in files and stuff that, things go to people's head. And, money can turn people, not just money, but also fame and money. The combination can turn people into some ugly things. And so I think, you know, she could have went a different way with who she was dating, but she didn't.
Exactly. This is the first time I've seen two women, actually 3 women on a panel, disagree with another woman. Oh my God. Obviously, it's a new, clearly, I've never seen any of these women on this panel. So I'm not surprised, because if it was pretty intellectual or Bo or any of those other women, the feminists, but I'm surprised a total of 3 women disagreeing with another woman. Oh, maybe Jesus is really coming back, man.
Because anybody could be, any man can have his means, but if you don't have no discipline, no character, no personality, things that come with it. And like she said, just to piggyback off of her, if you're into the entertainment world, you already got the light on you versus a rich man who's may not be in the entertainment world, may have more morals, more grounds. So you're in the entertainment, you ran through entertainment, and you got exactly what you put in.
That's true. Toya is cooking. I like
who do y'all think did better with that lifestyle? Corinne Steffens or Melissa Ford?
Corinne Steffens was married with children.
I don't know who that is. Sorry.
Superhead.
Yeah. Corinne Steffens, I would say too, because she's married now.
Superhead. That's who Corinne Steffens is.
Gotcha.
Mm.
You said she's married with children?
Yeah, and she's got a video talking. She told her husband that,
and Melissa Ford is still out here giving interviews about how men suck.
Yeah.
But once again, like the title, it was her choice. You chose to keep dealing with those type of men. You made that decision. You didn't set no boundaries and no standards to say this, that, and the third. You chose to go into a lifestyle that you started off with. You made these decisions now that you have this type of outcome, all men ain't ish. That's a lie. That's a lie.
Yeah, it was her choice, and obviously it's always a personal choice, but it's easier for women to blame men. So if a woman is single at 40 because she can't find the man, first of all, if a woman is 40, she has met at least 2 or 3 good men in her life, but at that point she didn't want to settle down. Maybe they're not tall enough, maybe they're not making enough money. So by the time a woman reaches age 40, she has met at least 2 good men in her lifetime that she could have settled down with. And we see them all the time. In fact, I may review a video of a woman who just recently talked about, I think, Ari Lennox, maybe that's her name. She was saying how she regrets dealing with a toxic man instead of the sweet, nice guys. But at the end of the day, it's easier for women to blame men for their poor dating experiences. It's easier to always blame somebody else rather than hold yourself accountable, so people can feel sorry for you.
Made your bed, you gotta lay in it.
All men. The reason why she says all men ain't shit is because nobody has chosen her, and she's almost fucking 50.
Facts. Also, I think it's the type of men she's going after.
Exactly.
I think she has a type. So to say.
She relegated herself to those types of men because when she came into the industry, she was known for being a video girl and pass around. And what credible nigga is gonna take her serious ever?
Somebody completely out of the country who don't know who she is.
I mean, but at the same time, you said Corinne is married with kids, and
so at some point, I was about to say that. So do you think
look who she's married? I said, what credible and respectable man? No one knows who that man is, but we do know that he's not credible nor respectful because she's admitted that she tells him, "Hey, if Lil Wayne calls me, if this person calls me, I'm going to get up and I'm going to leave and I'm going to be gone for 3 or 4 days."
Oh, she said that? She said to her husband?
She said that she told him that, and then when she came home, he had a bath waiting for her.
Yeah, she did.
So,
say that.
Oh wow.
There's always, for every sucker, there's somebody waiting to lick it. That's not.
He put the vinegar in the bathtub. He said we need to tighten that thing back up.
I know a lot of niggas who know Superhead, who know what her past is and how many miles of penis she's ingested, and would still at least fuck with her because of her
who she is,
abnormal skill set.
Oh yeah, she had an abnormal skill set.
Yeah, that shit should have been studied. Do you
anybody else see her looking like when she was talking, I couldn't get Kamala Harris out of my head because from that view it looked like you have to Kamala Harris
not Kamala.
Yo, she looked, I was like, oh damn, that's what I was thinking about. But what she was saying was not, couldn't get that. I was like, wow, yo, we can't get rid of this lady.
She's trying to be taken seriously. She's trying to, she came with her little business.
Yeah, she had to put the business suit on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they only do that when they get up there in age, unfortunately. And then, you know what really pisses me off is when these older women, and older, I mean anywhere from 40 plus, who haven't been able to secure a good man in quotes, who haven't been able to secure any man, to settle down with any man when they get of age for 40, 45 and above. They usually blame men and they try to sabotage the younger women who look up to them. So let's say there's a young woman out there who likes men, who wants to be married one day. If she looks up to Melissa Ford and all Melissa Ford is doing is cheating on men, guess what? Because remember, women are easily influenced by other women. She's going to think men ain't shit. If she gets one bad experience with a man, she's going to be like, you know what? Melissa Ford was right. Men ain't shit. And then the hatred towards men is going to keep continuing. The cycle is going to repeat itself. So it doesn't help the younger generation of women listening to older women who haven't been able to secure good relationships, unfortunately. But anyway, shout out to Lapif. Shout out to you guys watching. I got another video. I haven't done Kendra G in a while, so let's go do that. All right, like the video, man. Support your boy. Let's go to hold on. Let's get to this. All right. Here we go.
I'm a truck driver.
Okay, truck driver.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we got Sherry, Memphis, Tennessee, 55, Sagittarius, mom to 3 adult children, drives trucks. Have you ever been married?
No.
No. Are all your kids by the same man?
No.
How
Two
many
donors. Two donors, never married.
Two donors?
Two dads. I'm the only parent that stuck around. I'm the only one that took responsibility of it. I don't want to give credit to somebody that didn't stick around.
Okay, fair enough. All right, Sherry. So we got Sherry, Memphis, Tennessee, 55, Sagittarius, mom of 3 adult children by 2 donors, never married.
55.
Is a truck driver. What kind of man you looking for, Sherry?
My situation is kind of different for me as far as I'm concerned. I have not been intimate with anybody. I'm at the 20-year mark.
Woo.
So 20-year mark, documented, medically documented.
It doesn't matter.
So I never married, and I focused more on raising my kids and getting myself together. So now I'm ready. So as far as what kind of man, just somebody that's mature. I'm sort of considering marriage, but then I've never even been in a relationship, never had a boyfriend. So it's kind of difficult for me to kind of say,
You got 2 kids, ma'am.
I tell you what I do want. I want a man. I want a heterosexual man. It's beyond more than a beard. It's beyond more than muscles. A man. I'm not heterosexual. No games. No switching up. No trying to figure it out. A man. Period.
Okay. Couple questions. So, did you make a conscious decision 20 years ago? I guess you were 35 at the time to be celibate.
Mm-hmm.
And was the goal marriage or what reason?
You guys ever notice it's always at the 35-year-old mark that women become born-again virgins? That's when they find Jesus. That's when they are tired of dealing with toxic men and bad boys. Now they want nice guys. It's always around the 35-year-old, mark.
I'll tell you exactly what happened. For one, I don't have a high body count. The amount of time I was with my kids' dad is I've only been with one twice and one once.
How
so I had my first grandbaby coming. I had my first grandbaby coming at that time. And even though I never had a boyfriend,
35?
yes. So what I'm about to say is that was enough for me to just decide I didn't want that. I didn't want to be putting myself out there. Yes, I had one at 35.
Okay. So how old was your child that had you made your grandmother at 35?
How old was my child?
I'm just trying to get the timeline together.
Wait, the timeline of my child or timeline of me?
Oh, okay. I see. You have a 35-year-old child. So you had a baby at 20.
No, you got it wrong. But I don't want to focus on that because that's them. You asked me what prompted me to wait the 20 years. It just happened to end up 20 years. I'm at my 20-year mark. When I found out I was having a grandbaby, that's when I put off everybody. I focused on my kids, the grandbaby, and I just haven't been with anybody else since then. Okay. And I didn't miss anything. Trust me.
Okay, so just for clarity, so you consciously decided not to date for the last 20 years?
I consciously, no dates.
Okay, so what prompts you to say that you're ready now?
Good question.
For one, after I've done the math, I didn't realize it had been at 20-year mark. So I don't know if you're hearing the echo. So if I'm seem to be repeating something, it's not deliberate. So what prompted me now was 20 years is a long time, but I made it. I survived it. I don't have any diseases, no drama. And one of the main things is I have a grandchild. I told them, the situation about me choosing to not have sex, no relationship, even though I've never been in a relationship. And for that child to be a teenager now, to tell me that they're motivated to wait until they're married. So, 20 years. And that child is almost 20 years old now. So a grandchild.
Yeah, but you didn't answer why you think you're ready now at 55 for a serious relationship and marriage when you didn't consider that before you had 2 kids with 2 men. She didn't answer the question. And that's why maybe Kendra is looking like you're saying a lot. Maybe that's why she hasn't been able to secure a man, because she says a lot without saying anything.
Okay. So now you're ready. What are your deal breakers?
I'm ready.
Here? What are your deal breakers?
My deal breakers are, I'm sort of leaning more towards marriage or long-term relationship.
I'm not even sure.
So the deal breakers are no premarital counseling. A deal breaker has to be no premarital counseling, no background check. I don't want to date somebody or be with somebody that I can't verify who they are. No intense health exam, no health department visit. I'm going to want to have everything checked out because I don't want nobody's diseases. I'm not going to go 20 years plus with nobody, without being intimate. So I'm not a fan of being touched per se. So I want to make sure I'm safe. I want to make sure that the person I'll be with is safe. So it just has to be a healthier situation for me.
Okay. Sherry,
I mean, all that sounds good. Like anyone should be very cautious when they're trying to choose a partner. Okay, are they healthy? Do they work out and things like that? But this lady is 55 years old. Unless she's saying she wants to date a man who's 80 and 85, who's tired of having sex, done having kids, because she's not going to have any more kids. So, because I can tell you right now, she's going to say she wants a man between 55 and maybe 60. Because even if she's 55, she thinks she still expects to date a man within her age range. We're going to see, I'm sure Kendra is going to ask her, but which 55-year-old man is going to date this woman? Because let me guess, she wants a 55-year-old man to pay her bills because she's almost at retirement age. So the guy is going to have to have money enough to pay her bills to retire her.
I do want you to respond to this because if I make you a highlight, this definitely will be stated. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to respond to it. I think listen, it was your decision to take yourself off the dating market for 20 years.
I'm proud of it.
Okay, that's proud. No one's saying you shouldn't be. But one would say now you're 55 and now you're ready to date. and you're on record saying you've never actually even been in a relationship, you know, I don't play God, and I believe I'll never try to play God, but they're gonna say it's too late. They're gonna say things like you waited too long for now for you to be serious about a relationship when this is something that you should have been focusing on whatever the last 20 years. So I want you at least to respond to that, because that's definitely going to be stated.
Exactly.
Sure. Sure. I have a question for you. With me being new to this, I keep getting echo. Is it better if I take what is it called? The Bluetooth off? You think that'll work?
If you desire, I don't have an echo. So maybe it's an echo for you, but it's not an echo.
I'm going to try, okay? Okay. Because it's repeating everything.
Okay.
Okay, if you don't have it, I'm going to leave because I don't want to cut myself off. So first thing, everybody's entitled to their opinion. I'd rather my situation be this than I've been out and about putting myself out there, putting myself in danger. I mean, we all see the news. We see the cases where there's abuse on both sides, male or female. So this has been a way of keeping myself safe, keeping my kids safe, and keeping my grandchildren safe. So once again, I have not missed out on anything. I'm healthy. All of my anatomy, as far as being a real woman, is functional. It's not infected. Hey, I'm good. It's been well worth it. It's been well worth it. So if somebody's thinking it's too late for me, that's their opinion. I'm not used up. I'm not out here putting myself out there in the streets. I don't hang out at the clubs. I don't have folks, in and out of my body. I'm good.
Yeah, but how is a man supposed to verify that? Any woman can come out here and say, I've not been used up, I've not been sleeping around. Anybody can literally say that. Women are literally saying they're born again virgins. Well, they don't say born again, but they say they found Jesus and they're virgins again. So the man she meets in her future is going to think, oh my God, I found a woman, the only woman who's a virgin in the whole world. But she only claims she's a virgin because she found Jesus. No one can verify if you've been sleeping around or not. Just because you told them, so they're supposed to just believe you.
So if that's their opinion, if they'd rather somebody that has more activity going on sexually, that's their choice. But I'm somebody who has not.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you for responding. Now we'll continue. So you gave me your deal breakers, correct?
Sure.
Does the guy have to look a certain way?
Oh, I gave you just a few of them, but that's a start. I'm only 4'11". So
you're 4'11"? Okay.
I'm just barely 4'11", just barely.
Okay. So does the guy have to look a certain way?
I'd rather he be definitely, not 4'11" or below.
Okay. Just taller than 4'11". I think that's.
I prefer somebody with both legs. I mean, with a complete body, and I'm just barely 4'11". I'm between 14 and 4'11". So I want to make sure all the anatomy is there, because even though I don't even say I've been on the dating market, because I honestly have never been in a relationship. I do have my children. There are no regrets. I'm new at this.
That's a red flag. Never been in a relationship, but you have 2 kids by two guys, by 2 men. So what? Those were one night stands? Are we supposed to think those were one night stands of friends with benefits kind of situation where you out here in the streets and then that's when you decided to stop having sex? Never been in a relationship, but you have 2 kids by 2 men? That's a red flag.
Yes, I'm ready. I'm actually excited. So I just want to make sure all of his anatomy works. No drugs, not a heavy drinker, just the standard stuff.
Okay.
I don't have like a preference for looks,
Okay. All right, let's keep going. Sherry, should he make a certain amount of money?
I haven't given that much thought, so I'll just say, what did I write down? Because I didn't like the idea of trying to come up with a number. I put down 0.001 cent. Just have a cent. Have a penny. Have a penny. I'm good with that. Have a penny. Have a penny.
How is he going to pay for the debt?
Even less than a penny. Just have a penny.
So he could be homeless and not have a house.
I didn't say all that.
That's
You
what you
just
said.
As far as an amount, that's just the amount I'm giving you. I have a penny. I can go get a penny off the table right now.
Right, but
I
when
can go
you
get a
say
penny off
the
my table right
minimum,
now.
okay, yes,
She's
but
not
the
mature. She's
reason why this
55, but
question
she's not
matters
mature.
is if you say the bar is 1 cent, that could be a homeless man because a homeless man can have 1 cent. So is that the minimum? Like, there's no requirement. He could have literally no job.
There's no requirement.
She's 55, by the way.
Okay,
fair.
I didn't say
15.
I did not say to be unemployed. I did not say to be homeless. I can go off the table right now and get a penny. I can go get a penny.
Oh my God. If you say a person should have a penny to their name after they ask you how much money a man should be making, you're literally saying he shouldn't have any money.
Penny.
Right.
I have a
but you
penny.
okay, I understand that, Sherry. But you said the minimum is to have a penny. So when you say the minimum is to have a penny, I'm thinking of the minimum, right? So like, I'll give you a larger example. When a woman tells me they want a man that makes 100K, I'll say, okay, if a man made 80K, should he not DM me, right? So you can understand where this goes with this. So it's fine if your minimum is 1 cent, but 1 cent to me equals you could virtually have nothing because, we can all have 1 cent and have nothing besides 1 cent. So my question is that fine with you? If it's not fine with you, then you should just say that so you can get what you desire. So
I don't know everybody's situation. I don't know where anybody lives. I don't know their cost of living. I am okay with 0.001.
There you have it. Fair enough. Let's do the Kendra Cam.
Sure.
Guys, if you're single and you're looking for a woman,
all right,
this could be your woman.
I'm gonna try to.
Oh, we got a booty.
I don't know if you...
Okay. We see you. Okay.
Yep.
We got you, Sherry girl. Okay. Whoop. We got you, mama. Okay. Sherry.
And I only want...
What?
I only want that for one person, so just for... And like I said, I'm new to this, so I am already nervous. So I just don't want to stress myself out, trying to, with the little fine details. Because I know that they'll come. It'll happen. I'll figure it out.
Oh, okay. Now you already told me because the next question is when was your last relationship? And you have never been in one.
I have honestly never been in a relationship. Oh. I have never been in a relationship.
So with your children's dads, they weren't relationships either?
Not enough, no.
Okay.
It was just, something that happened growing up in the environment that I grew up in. I was way young and it was not the most positive environment. So I just decided that, okay, I have my children. I'm not going to beg anybody to take care of their children. I'm not going to beg somebody to be a stepdaddy. So I actually raised my kids on my own. It wasn't easy, but I did it. I did it without stripping.
All right. We don't care how hard it was for you to be a single mom when you decided to have sex before marriage. We don't care. That was your personal choice. All right. Shout out to you guys for watching, man. I hope you guys learned something from that. Like, the days of women waiting till 35 to finally, decide that, let me look for a man. She waited till 55. So some of you guys who are thinking women are gonna, start looking for good men and start looking for relationships at 35 or at 30, those days are gone. They're waiting till 40, 45. She waited till 55 to want a serious relationship. She's 55 and she has never been in a serious relationship. I'm telling you, it's crazy out here. Anyway, guys, like the video as you're coming in. Let me go play the next video here real quick. Give me 1 second. We have a single mom out here who's crashing out on everybody. So let's do that.
The whole point of my disorder is that I don't have that emotional attachment to it.
It's not
That's
true.
the
I
whole
want to tell you
point of my
something.
disorder.
I
that
don't know
I don't
you.
have emotional attachment.
It's not true. I think you have a lot of emotion.
Okay.
From what I see, I think the only thing that repair you and correct you with this line to yourself constantly, it's to get a real love, that somebody really love you and caress you. You never had real love in your life. Somebody that been there.
Slept me.
One second,
My
no,
parents loved
somebody that really love you and protect you, okay, and tell you it's okay. One second.
Yeah.
It's not the same. If you had a man in your life that protect you and wanted you only for himself, not to share you with the world, not to let you go and sleep
Do you
around.
think a woman's only purpose is for men?
For one man?
Do you think a woman's only purpose in life is to be for a man?
One man. Yes.
That's a woman's only purpose in life?
No, I don't think it's the only purpose
That's
in life. But no, you don't understand what I'm saying. You can have a career, you can have kids, you can have whatever you want, okay? But protect yourself. Women are very vulnerable. You know what's the reason that a lot of men, wait, let me finish this sentence. You know why a lot of men laugh at women and treat us like we're idiots? Okay, no, they're not. Majority of men have to deal with women like this. I'm sorry with disrespect, but if majority of men today have to choose to have the mother of their children, to build a life with you, to build a career with you, that you both can build something together for the future, you know, to have a life with you, and you need to deal with somebody that have so many mental issues and so many body count. Why would they do it? They'd rather be alone. They
Some of us don't give a shit what men think.
What?
Some of us don't give a shit.
Of course you
what
give a
men
shit.
think.
This is your defense mechanism to say, I don't care about men. Men are
I'm
stupid,
a
men are
baby girl.
idiots.
I only care what
You're not
one man
again.
thinks
So
about me
again,
all the
this
time.
listen, don't tell me this bullshit.
You're
I
a
can't
baby
hear it. Just a second. I can't hear this bullshit. I'll tell you why. Because you put it, you're a mother to children. You're sitting here in the podcast saying, I'm a baby girl, I'm a slave. I don't want to hear this. Because literally you disrespecting your kids, that your kids needs to see you in this podcast talking about yourself like that. You are a mother before you are for yourself. You are a mother before you're something in this world, before your career, before you the daughter of your parents, you are a mother, before anything.
Well,
when you
that's where I
decided,
disagree.
when you decided to have
I wasn't
children,
born a mother.
when you decided to
I
have
didn't
children,
decide to have
listen to
children.
me for a second.
You
When you
decided.
decided to be a mother, anything.
I didn't decide to be a mother.
You decided, unless somebody's dick just fell in you. Otherwise, if you lay down with a man, you decided, you made that choice. You decided to carry the baby to full term, 9 months. You decided to take yourself to the hospital, and you didn't do it once. You did it a couple times because she has more than one kid. So that's a choice.
Doesn't matter. You open your legs and you pop the baby.
No, I was
Exactly.
No,
and I was
it
made
doesn't
to get
matter. But you
pregnant.
have a baby. You got and have a baby. Okay, it doesn't matter. You have a baby.
It doesn't
your
matter?
Baby. It doesn't matter
It
because as
doesn't
soon as you
matter.
have the baby,
She's
you're
right.
not living for yourself. You're living for the baby, not for yourself. Your baby and your kid is the most important thing. You're supposed to protect them, love them, and protect them. It's not put yourself out there and talk about their mother like that because you're humiliating them. I'm embarrassed as a woman to sit in a table with a woman like you.
Can I
She's
say
going
something
off.
about?
She's pissed.
Can I say something about your bias or your mental state? So, you're so angry at American women for having like these ideas of being so fixated on these ideas of, being sexually liberated or whatever, and
Liberated. Because it's not normal.
Hold on.
She hasn't
Wait for
spoken
the
this
point.
entire
Wait for the
time.
point.
It's
Wait
not
for the point.
sexual.
Wait for the point. No, so you have all these biases. You have all these biases, and you're really fixated on them, right? Is that not exactly what you're mad at women like her or like her?
I'm not mad at her because I hate
hold
her.
on. Because you're saying all American. You're like all American women.
Majority of
think
women,
the way,
man.
think
We
the way.
all have a
But
different
Grace is sitting right there. I forget what your name is. She's sitting right there.
I didn't
She's
talk
saying
to them.
all these
They are
women,
the exceptional.
hold on, all these women agree with you. You think they're the exception because your bias is that all these people think the same.
I'm not biased.
You have
It's a
confirmation
confirmation bias.
So
First of
all,
one second,
She hasn't said anything.
it's all confirmation bias.
First of all, I'm not biased. I have a better perspective than all of you
biased.
together. You
We're
know
all
why?
biased.
Wait,
We
let
are
me
not
speak.
biased.
Wait, let me speak. You know why I'm not biased? Let me give you an example.
Give me some
I've been over 60 countries. I lived in many countries and I speak 5 languages. Okay? I've been around the world. I know what is normal woman and I know what is twisted women. Twisted women is the one that take medication, sit and talk about their illnesses, have a big body count with every man that can occupy. She put in herself out there to be a and let men and people degrade her and treat her like a doormat. She's been a doormat. She's been literally a slave and somebody that men can and put their her, right? And she's proud of it. She sits there and says, I'm a baby girl. I'm this and that. You should not be proud of it. You should be embarrassed. yourself.
face
I
on
would
my
be embarrassed
Instagram.
to go out to the street if I would talk like that in the camera. I'm not saying
embarrass me. It doesn't
Oh my
embarrass
God.
You can tell this woman has lived all her life without ever being held accountable. I can guarantee you guys this is the first time a person is trying to hold her accountable and it's foreign to her. And can you imagine it's another woman holding her accountable? So I think that could be part of it. Part of the reasons why she's not receptive to the message that this woman is telling her is because it's another woman, because women are not used to other women holding them accountable. That's why if they do hold them accountable, or if they say anything positive about men, that's why they call them pick-me's. But can you imagine? She slept with men, had babies, but she's saying it wasn't her choice. You know what that says to me? That means she can literally put false allegations on those men, SA allegations, if you know what I mean, grape allegations. She can just wake up one morning and say, these men forced me to have sex. And then those guys will lose their life. She slept with men on her own choice, had babies, not once, maybe 2, maybe 3 times. But now she's saying it wasn't her choice. That's scary.
Donated $200. Psycho girl. IDF chick is exercising what's called righteous judgment. She's right. Ontologically, a woman's primary purpose is to be a wife/mother, as a man's is husband/father. Keep wrecking homes.
I like that perspective because it's not like a biased sexist perspective. Yeah.
Okay, that's exactly what I was trying to say when we talked about a woman's purpose. Absolutely, you are only here on earth to get married, be with a man, raise his children, and take care of his household. That is your purpose. Exactly. That's why you're created. Nothing else. Not careers, not all this other mumbo jumbo. It's to raise kids.
Who raised you?
All people. Listen.
I mean, clearly I'm more stable than y'all. So.
Do you believe? Hold on.
Because
hold on.
you're a woman. You're more stable than us.
I have HL, but I don't claim all this mental illness.
Do you believe
and
you should have the right? Do you believe you should have the right to live your life that way?
No. Because it's not your life. It's not your life.
Do you believe that you have the right to live your life that way, to live your life for a man, and to view the world that way? Is that what you believe?
I'm trying to see how you're wording this. Do you think that I have the right?
Like, do you believe that's your right to have this belief about the world?
I just believe that's why we were created.
Yeah,
everybody.
So
Are you
other
Christian?
people don't.
Yes.
Other people don't believe that.
I said I was an evangelist.
It's not about you. You believe you're a portal of
Right,
the universe. Woman is a portal of the universe. You're supposed to bring babies and have a future with your
That's
kids.
your opinion.
Wait,
that's not my opinion.
And just to piggyback off of her,
That's literally not an opinion. We are literally all on this earth because people had sex and they brought us on this earth. Literally, that's evolution. That's nature. You meet, you have sex, you reproduce. We are here for reproduction, literally. We are wired for reproduction. We're not wired to just eat, drink, party, and then die, and that's it. No, we are wired for reproduction, to leave offsprings behind. Now, if you decide not to do it, that's okay, but that doesn't mean your body wasn't wired for it.
Understand where she's coming from, because in other countries, America is the only country that has all this like crybabies, mental illness, this weird feminism stuff.
Baby.
Well, I'm just saying, like this, you go to other countries,
We are the
women
country
do
of
not act
baby
like
bitch.
this. They do not talk like this. It would be very frowned upon. It would actually be, what is it called?
Thank
like a
you.
disgrace. Like
I
you
have a
would go-
question.
You'd be exiled.
Does the Bible say a woman's purpose is to give birth?
Yeah, be fruitful, multiply.
Except for the outliers, which are the widows.
The
woman, listen,
the widows,
the way, unless you're really biblically literate, that's not what it says at
She
all.
asked about the Bible, right? I come from the. I
A
come from the
widow
Holy
is
Land.
no longer held accountable to the same wife rules.
That's not true. That's
That
not how
is
this works.
true.
It's just saying
literally true.
Wait a second.
I was a
doesn't mean-
fucking Bible scholar. I have a master's degree in counseling ministry.
Honey, I'm from Israel.
Well, guess what? You missed the mark then.
I don't know what God this woman prays to, but if it's the type of God that allows her to sleep around, have babies, and then claim it wasn't her choice, then I don't want to pray to that God. And how did she get a degree in ministry? That's how do people just give out degrees just like that? This is scary.
For a widow, how the could you be a wife anymore? Your husband's dead.
It doesn't mean let me speak.
My
It doesn't mean
husband's dead.
It doesn't mean you get to go and then sleep with as many men as you want and post naked pictures. That is still sexual sin.
So I'm not allowed to be a sexually mature woman. Who has
You're not
to feed
allowed.
My
If you believe, if you were to go by the Bible,
Exactly.
Yeah, if you were to go
Are
by the
you
Bible,
feeding my
How do you
kids?
know the Bible's
It doesn't
real?
matter.
Are you
That's
feeding
what the
my
Bible
kids?
says.
Step away if you
Are
can't
you
take
feeding
care of
my
them.
children?
No, I'm not. But
Your opinion.
get a real job. It's not that hard.
It's a real jobs.
No,
you know how
it's
much I have to
prostitution.
hustle my
It's
fucking ass off?
prostitution.
Literally.
It's
I
an
don't give a
excuse.
shit if it's prostitution. Again, are you feeding my
That's
kids?
demon
Are you feeding my kids?
I mean, go work at Walmart if you really want a real job. Sleeping around and prostitution is not a real job. Let's be honest. Now, I get it. It's easy, and she gets to have fun as well, and plenty of thirsty men out here willing to pay for it. But that doesn't make it a real job. A real job is where you actually, well, how do I say it? It's good for society, you know. But anyway, shout out to whatever podcast. Let's see, where should we go next? Like the videos are coming in, man. Like the video, please. I really appreciate that. Let's see where we're gonna go next. Right here. Like the video. All right, let's go to Lapif. Okay. Somebody comes from New York, Albany, New York. Shout out to CTJ. Let's go here. All right. Give me 1 second.
Have ideas and a lot of women have dreams, and I get it, and I think it's as a man, it's a part of what you're supposed to do is help them mine that out, right? Just because you have an idea that I want to get a job doesn't mean that like, oh, this is the best thing, right? The same with Gabrielle Union, when she got into her relationship, Dwayne Wade paid all the bills. Halfway through it, she said, no, I need to pay my own bills. I need 50% of this because that's the best decision. And then years later, she's crying like, oh, that was the wrong decision. I don't want to pay my own bills. I don't want to pay my 50%, right? Because it's like, yo, you thought that you had the solution to what you wanted, right? And I think that's the wisdom part, right? I know, at least for me, like I work through all of that with my woman all the time. We work through those type of things. We talk about it. So, and I understand how ambitious she is. So we looking into things right now. And she's privileged to. I'm the type of person like I operate like on a whim when it comes to business ideas, right? If we can come up with how we can add value to any business or any field, then we can just do it like that, right? So like that's the good part about, you know, her being with me is that we can do that. Whenever we got an idea, we move on it as long as it's a good idea. So I do agree that women need an outlet because they're human. We can't like what Becky said, we can't be stagnant. And a lot of men do maybe not get that part. They think, oh, your bills are paid, you taken care of, you good. What you got to worry about? But people in general, well, not all people, but a lot of people want more. They want to do something. They want to achieve something. Whether it's be a part of a nonprofit like Barb Barrett said, you know, that could be something that she want to do. I know my girl want to do that because her brother's special needs. So that's one of the things that she wants to do in life is, you know, have a nonprofit where she can help people like that. So, yeah.
Can I just add something, Matt, to what you said though? Because the Gabrielle Union thing.
We had time out. We had a hand up in the back for quite a minute, so I'm gonna let her go. We're still gonna let you go, but Lakeisha was ready.
Did I say something wrong? Did I get it wrong?
I did have my hand raised.
Pretty first. Yes, Pretty was first.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Pretty. I didn't see this. It's too far up in the chat for me. My bad.
Okay. So I do think that the idea of I'm so sorry. Somebody said somebody's eating the microphone. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so when it comes to the idea of the Gabrielle Union conversation about not paying, and sovereignty, right? So if someone decides to submit, the definition of submission is yielding to a higher authority. So there is no single person who has an overall higher authority that people willingly yield to. Typically, submission is not enthusiastically consented to. Submission happens in some form of coercion, some form of force, some form of oppression. That's the reason why people don't like the term submission. And I find it strange that especially Black people are so obsessed with this whole submit ideology, because oftentimes when you guys really explain submission, truly it sounds like cooperation. Like every single time I've asked a man to break down what they mean by submission, it sounds like cooperation. Every single thing, going forward to a shared goal, that is cooperation. Submission would imply that quite literally, if she does not agree, she fundamentally cannot ask you why you're making a decision. She would just have to go along with it. That is the opposite of sovereignty.
You ain't asked the
Yeah, but if a woman is getting married and she's following the Bible that literally says women should submit to their husbands, and the man is the leader, then she's going to submit. So his word will be the final, he will be the final decision maker. So either it's a case of she wants to be independent. Women want to be independent in a relationship, and that's not going to happen. It's going to go two ways. Either you're in an open relationship, or actually three ways. Open relationship, 50-50, which means if both of you have ideas, but no one is going to, let the other person have the last word, you're never going to make decisions. Or the woman is always going to follow the man. Or maybe sometimes we have relationships where men follow the women. But either way, the 50-50 relationship doesn't work. Somebody's always going to have the upper hand.
To wake up, I did not interrupt you.
Sorry.
I did not interrupt you. We're not doing this.
I apologize.
Yeah, you lost that privilege. Anyways, so back to what I'm saying. When it comes to this whole idea of sovereignty and submission, I think it's really funny because you looked up the word sovereignty and then you used it wrong. Like you looked up the word submission and then you used it wrong. And someone said earlier, men go by definitions. No, y'all don't. Y'all have no idea how to use words. Your reading level is on average like 5th grade. Get it together.
Or is a touchy
like
man.
I don't understand how y'all continue to misuse words over and over and over and over again. That is not what sovereignty is. That is not what submission is. The whole ideology of you're bringing up Gabrielle Union and whoever this guy is. These are celebrities who are out of our tax brackets.
They're still human beings.
These are people who are doing half of what they're doing for show, views, likes, publicity, attention. Then you have the regular people who are on this panel who have to either run a business or go to work. We are not them. They're not us.
She said hello to them.
Okay. BK, what you got?
So in that situation, right? I think Gabrielle and Wade are a good example. She actually did 50-50 because he made a statement, I pay the bills in this D house, right? And they were in a disagreement and something like that. And she was like, oh, okay, well then I'll pay the bills in this house too, because if that's the way you want to act. So I think that was a result of a discourse, right? That should have been solved with better communication than just, well, you'll never be able to throw in my face, which was back to the original, right? What we just watched, where he said, I do all this and you don't appreciate it. And it's like, but do you appreciate what someone else is doing for you to be able to do what you're doing, right? Especially over long term. So I think I think a lot of this really comes down to communication, appreciation, and reciprocity in the ways that the other person is seeking it. And unless you are one of those people who can stay humble and really understand that, majority of people, it takes something to get something, right? And so it's like, I think that's where a majority of these issues come from, is that there's not that level of respect between one another and appreciation and love and, understanding toward one another, that it says, hey, is this the best thing for our family, right? Is you working the best thing for our family if one of our kids is underage and we're going to have to pay for daycare, right? Or, okay, all the kids are in school. What's the best thing for you to do that, you could still be there for them, or I could still be there for them, and we still maintain things and can move forward. So I think it definitely has to be a conversation, and it should be best for the family unit and not just for one person or the other. And I think that's what, we can be missing sometimes in in life is that we think about even ego, right? I know somebody who denied a promotion, a man, because he was like, my kids can't take me not being there anymore. As a man, as a father, they're at a critical time. They're teenagers. I'm trying to make sure they don't get into no dumb stuff. I can stay where I'm at for a couple of years because them being successes and being assets later on in life and not liabilities because they done messed up. This money ain't going to cover that. My presence is. And so I just think that in totality, as in the Black community specifically, we can't just look at things from a financial standpoint. We got to look at it as how's this going to go to family? How's this going to move us forward? And
I mean, she's right, but most people don't have those conversations, unfortunately. And also, when it comes to households and who's going to submit and who's going to be a leader, the only time women want to submit to a man is when a man makes excessively more money than they do, but also he spends it on them. Women actually believe the only man who deserves submission is a man who's rich. They don't want to submit to average men. You know, when it comes to average men, they don't know the definition of submission. But when it comes to a rich man, then for some reason they know how submission works. They actually submit without being asked, which tells me it's fake submission, fake femininity. But at the end of the day, men don't have an issue providing. Men actually, most men, in my opinion, don't have an issue being 50-50 when it comes to okay, they don't need the woman to submit to them. As long as when it comes to the bills, women don't want a leader. So women want to be 50-50 with a man in every aspect of the relationship apart from providing. When provision comes in, that's when they want the man to be a leader. When protection comes in, when somebody attacks them, that's when they want the man. You are the man, you protect me. You are the man, you provide. That's the only time they want the man to be a leader, when he's paying something for them and when he's protecting them. Other than that, they just want to be 50-50. So she wants the man to cook on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and she wants to be able to cook on, the other days, and then maybe they can order out. So, and men having an issue. Men are saying that's not fair. Women are not listening, but men are saying it's not fair if you're going to pick and choose when you want me to be a leader, when you want me to be a provider, when you want me to be ahead of, the head of the household. When you want to make your own decisions, you don't want me to say nothing. You want me to shut up. But when you want something from me, now you want me to be a leader. When you want somebody to be held accountable, now you want me to be the leader. So that's, picking and choosing when they want a man to be a leader. That's what most men don't like. But women don't care, unfortunately. Anyway, shout out to you guys. Guys, if you want to join the conversation, the link is down below. All right. So you can just hit the link, camera on. Let's have the conversation. All right. Let me hit the next video real quick. Shout out to Lapif. Let's go to the title of the live stream. Actually, this is the video that inspired the title and the live stream itself.
No mention of God within the first few conversations. Cut. Last ex has to be at least 5 years ago, and if you were together, it needs to be less than a year. Otherwise, cut. Too chatty on socials. Please leave that for the girls. You may only repost or share things here and there, but honestly, I don't really want to see you talking on socials unless it's business related, sports related, maybe a little family here and there, but otherwise, close your mouth. I would prefer that way. Children, you wouldn't even be here to be cut. I don't know why I put that on here. Club for leisure, cut. I only may make an exception if it's somebody's birthday, but you have to catch me on a good day because it still might be a cut. Depends how I'm feeling that day. Strip club, cut. Doesn't compliment on who I am as a person and positive attributes that they continue to observe about me as our time goes on. I need to keep hearing new things you're discovering about me and everything you love, or cut. Reference anything a rapper did or said, cut. Follows a lot of women with the IG aesthetic. You guys know which aesthetic I'm talking about? Cut. Not ambitious, no mention of goals, current projects. I need you currently always working on a project. I need you always working as a man, otherwise cut. Makes even the slightest comment or insinuates in any way that I'm asking for too much, cut. Play in your league. Makes even the slightest comment about something being too hard or too much work, cut. I don't need any sissy lalas around me. figure it out. Isn't clear or serious about the things he stands for in this world. This could be anything, but I just need you to have a clear stance on things in your life and in the world. Please don't be passive. Has no general idea of how to fix basic home and car things. A little bit of plumbing, fixing lights, things like that, hanging things up, car, some brakes, maybe tires, you know, the basics, if not cut. Overnight Airbnbs with friends. But nothing good happens at Airbnb after dark. Nothing good happens at Airbnbs in general. So you will not be at Airbnbs or cut. Doesn't stand up for women and make it clear that he stands up for women. Cut. Doesn't know how to be bored and enjoy his own company. Extra cut. Tells me a white lie. I don't care how white the lie is. Do not lie to me at all. Cut. I need to feel like you're my security guard when you're around. I need to feel like nothing in this world can touch me, or you're cut. Post on TikTok, cut. Gets drunk, cut. Doesn't work out, cut. Friends with cheaters, cut. Horrible eating habits, cut. Doesn't cook or clean, cut. Cheated on your ex, cut. Female best friend, immediately cut. Down talks an ex, extra cut. Doesn't provide, cut. Of course, we know that. Plays video games, cut. If I don't feel like you'll drop everything at the drop of a dime for me, cut. Not thoughtful, doesn't take initiative, take things off my plate, cut. Not family oriented, cut. Curses or yells at me, cut. Not a good person to others, cut.
God. There's Rob Ronner's son.
Okay, so before we get into it, Tropical Empress, what do you have to say about the video that we just saw?
I mean, that was just a heck of a long list that I'm just sitting there looking at it like she's gonna die a very lonely death, because I would just tell her to get a dog.
You know what? I would actually disagree. I think a lot of what she said, y'all getting lost in how she said it and how she delivered it. But if you really broke down some of the things that she was saying, now were some of them a bit of a stretch? But for the most part, a lot of what she was saying were valid things to have as far as expectations for a partner.
Family.
And a lot
Of course, just the feminist is gonna always defend the women.
of y'all not gonna like this
Exactly,
as well. She wasn't a bad looking woman. She looked very put together. She looked very feminine, and she could be in a position to have it her way.
She had a lot of makeup and a wig.
Now, if she looked like Freddy Krueger or she wasn't quite a looker, then maybe some would say she wouldn't have the right to have the expectations that she did. But I think how she's packaged and some of the things she's asking for, I think a lot of that was actually really valid.
So just because she's cute doesn't mean everything she said was valid. So I would say maybe
What are you saying, Joey? Nobody said that. Why are you even piecing that together? I'm sorry to cut you off, but I'm trying, because none of what I said merged.
Yes,
None of that.
if you just listen to more than 3 words that I said, maybe it might make sense. So what I'm trying to say is it doesn't matter how cute she. What? I couldn't hear you. Say more than 3 words again. So what I'm trying to say is just because she's cute, that doesn't mean that men are going to go for her. We actually like to listen to what y'all say if it actually sounds and makes sense. You get what I'm saying? So if you're cute, that's cool. Now, what is her mind like? Now, I would say maybe about 60% of the stuff she said actually made sense. The other 40% is too picky. Like, she's basically looking for 1% of men. And now she has to see if that 1% of men actually like her. So
meanwhile, she's aging.
Forever, just like Tropical said.
She's gonna find her man. I can tell you now. I've been witnessing it, unfortunately. If y'all watch Kendra G's dating show, some of it has turned into a shit show, but she does get those women that exhibit all the poor characteristics y'all say is never gonna land him a man. And I am baffled. I mean, flabbergasted.
Yeah, but what type of men do they get? Also, Kendra G has like maybe 1,000 women go to her show every single month, and then one woman pops out saying she found a man. Is that something to celebrate? And we don't know if they're gonna stay together for the rest of their lives. So that doesn't count like a win to me. Another thing is, men don't have an issue with women having expectations and having a list of things they want from a man. But I need you guys to tell me, for all the women you've seen on social media having a full list of things a man should give them, when was the time a woman came out with a second list of things she's going to give a man? I'll wait. When was the last time you saw a woman having one list? These are the things a man should give me. And a second list, these are the things I'm going to give a man. Never. And this is why men have an issue. They have 1,000 things a man should give them, the entitlement, but they never said nothing a man gets in return. In other words, the man should just give me, and then shut up. Don't ask me for nothing.
Back on the show with their updates, and a chick just like that. Everyone was in the.
But that's all acting. That's acting.
It's not acting because no, she gets real relationships. These people are having real babies.
You think they're real?
Nah, she gonna get a man. He just gonna need to borrow her car.
She's gonna get a man temporary. That's it.
She's gonna get a man. She's gonna get a man, and she's gonna forget all of that stuff she just said. She's saying all that shit because she by herself. The right man gonna make her drop all of that shit she was talking
It's
about.
not gonna be the man she want though. Too aggressive.
I ain't never fixed no car before.
Well, then I'd like to know what she's bringing to the table.
one mic.
All that from a man.
She too demanding.
No man with any substance is gonna deal with that type of mindset. She's
the energy
in the things that she's saying. Like, come on, yo, it's ridiculous.
Come on now, Joey. She wants a man who works out, who's family oriented, a man who doesn't cheat, who doesn't hang out with you. Like, come on. Like, she wasn't saying he had to be 6 foot 4. He needed to be.
Make a post on Instagram.
Oh, wait. Hold on for a second. You gotta let Jess finish. Go ahead, Jess.
Like, what I'm saying is that, Joey, a lot of the things, she wasn't saying he had to be 6 foot 4, look like Aaron Pierre. He has to do X, Y, and Z. He got to have this certain occupation. She's literally going off of character-based things, and a lot of it is grounded and rooted in integrity. So a lot of the things, I don't think she's being too picky. I think the things that she was saying is absolutely valid. And honestly, I have no doubt in my mind that she might find exactly what she's looking for. And also, too, men value looks. So her looks is automatically going to get her in the door. And to be honest, some of the things that she's asking for, they are not far-fetched at all.
Yeah, men value looks in the beginning, but after they clap them cheeks, what else? That's the only way you can keep a man if you have something more to offer than the punani.
If you got good character and if you on your shit as a man, a lot of the stuff she said shouldn't have been an issue.
Hold on 1 second. Play it one more time. Play it one more time for me.
All of that? Cool. Thank you.
Instagram.
No mention of God within the first few conversations. Cut. Last ex has to be at least 5 years ago, and if you were together, it needs to be less than a year. Otherwise, cut. Too chatty on socials. Please leave that for the girls. You may only repost or share things here and there, but honestly, I don't really want to see you talking on social.
Controlling.
All right,
you can't talk on social media, but she can.
He
said
something
about
commitment. Hold on. Jess, that's what you got out of that?
First of all, Q only played 5 seconds of it. I said majority of what she said was valid. Well, okay, well, or play it back through again then, Anton, because 60% of what she said was valid.
The first few things is crazy to me.
Yeah.
Okay, but that don't mean the last few things are crazy. I said majority of what she said was valid. I didn't say all of it.
The majority of things she said wasn't valid.
There were valid things.
How do you
See,
skip over it?
This is
How
what
do
a
you
lot of
skip
women
over? How do you skip over all of that other stuff though? That's what I'm saying.
What do you mean?
Well, even the simple fact that she would expect her man to
So I'm
just
supposed to
jump
talk
at
to you
her.
about. I'm supposed to talk to you about God in the first few conversations.
Not you. Play that back. I don't think she said that.
That's
she said
really
that.
the first thing.
She
I
said
think that's the first thing.
No mention of God within the first few conversations. Cut. Last.
My bad. I had to tap the sound before you stopped it. I didn't hear it.
And then she said you have to, like, if you was in a recent relationship, like it has to have been like 5 years ago, but it has to you only could have been in it for like a year or you're cut. So like she doesn't like a commit. She don't like a man that has commitment, like that can show that he can be committed, like that. Like that doesn't make sense. How you looking for a long-term relationship? Like you got all these standards, and then like you have a standard like that where you don't want a man that has a resume of commitment. Like he's shown that he could be in a committed relationship. Like that doesn't make sense. Like some of what she said, like majority of the things she said is irrational. Like you can't, like she want a robot. Like what she want? Like she want a perfect man. Like not even perfect, but like like a perfect man. Like she, like he has to hit 10s in every single category. Like that doesn't make sense and it's irrational. And we as women cannot have standards like that. Like if we want to like
actually successfully date in the world we live in, like not in our fantasy world that we live in our heads, like in the real world, like in reality, if we want to actually date in reality, we have to we have to lower our standards and we have to be real. Like
realistic.
The first be for real. Like the first few conversations we have, I gotta mention God, or like a man gotta mention God. Like that's not OD. Or I can't be in a committed relationship. Like I couldn't have been in a committed relationship. Like that's not OD. Like she's
I feel like Aaliyah,
she's overly policing men. Like overly policing men.
You're making it very.
Honestly, and shout out to Sophisticated Jerk for joining me, man.
What's good?
Personally, I don't have an issue with women having high standards. Again, like I said, every human being should have all the standards they want. You know, you want a man to give you 1 million cars, 1 million yachts. Okay, fine. You want a man to buy a whole state and give it to you, a football club and give it to you. Fine. What does the man get in return? Minus the sex. And so, Jack, tell me, when was the last time you saw a woman have a list of things a man gets from her? Minus the sex, minus the cooking, minus the cleaning. First of all, they're not cooking and cleaning anymore. So when was the last time you saw that?
Oh man, they don't got no list for no guys. But let me ask you a question, man. Is it really that they got high standards or is it high preferences?
They got high entitlement.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, because I be hearing them talking, and man, it ain't no standards. You know what I'm saying? Because standards kind of like would go for like character, things like that. But yeah, when they got lists like that, man, that's all, like you said, entitlement and preferences, man.
Yeah, but I think also what happens is some of these women do get these guys, do get the rich guys. But I think what happens is a rich guy may slide in her DMs, or let even take it further. A rich guy may approach her one time, take her on a date one time, clap them cheeks one time, and from that moment, even if nothing happens beyond that, beyond the first night, she's always going to compare the next man in her future with this guy. So they get stuck in the mindset of, one time Drake sent me a DM, that means I should attract men on Drake's caliber. So I think that's what happens. Because I don't think a woman who has never attracted a rich guy can just wake up one morning. Obviously, maybe she may be influenced by social media, but in majority of the time, in my opinion, I think women who claim and have all these high standards is because at one point in their life, they did actually meet that one guy. They let him go. Now they're hoping they find the same kind of guy.
Yeah, I think a lot of times though, man, I think they capping and stuff. Because if you listen to what she's kind of saying, it's almost like she's sabotaging herself. It's almost like she knows like she's gonna get rejected. So that's why she's making that list almost where it's like contradictory to each other. Like I'm never gonna get that anyway. So let me just almost make it where it's damn near impossible. And like you said, put it out there like it's a standard. So I think that's what a lot of them do, because man, think about it. If they was in proximity of a lot of guys that was making that money, they would understand how they actually operate. And they wouldn't be talking like that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I see what you're saying. So you're saying they get ahead of themselves. In other words, if somebody tries to ask them, hey girl, why are you single? She's just going to say, I haven't found a man who meets my standards, because her standards are too ridiculous. And she knows nobody's going to meet them. So are you saying that getting ahead of the game?
Yeah. It's almost like she's getting in front of that rejection. She knows she ain't getting that. So yeah, definitely getting ahead of that game.
But isn't it crazy that for a man can literally say the only reason I don't have a woman is maybe because I'm not tall. The reason I don't have women is because maybe I don't make enough money. The reason I don't have a woman is maybe because I'm focusing on my business. I'm trying to grind and everything. So usually when a man doesn't have a woman or is single, can't attract a woman, we put the accountability on ourselves. But when you ask a woman, why are you single? It always goes back to the men. Yeah. The men are the issue. I'm single by choice. The men can't step up to the plate and things like that. Isn't that crazy? And men we do it naturally. Hey man, why are you single? Man, I'm not tall, man. I'm trying to get my money up. I'm trying to focus on this and work. And then maybe when I get my money up, I can find a woman. But as soon as you ask a woman, why are you single at 55? There are no good men out here. It's always to all the men. They never hold themselves accountable. It's just crazy how it happens.
No, you spot on with that. Yeah, they always got to find a way to put it back at the man, but you know, like you said, we'll take that accountability. But even say like if a dude, because I got some friends that's delusional, but say like if I was up here, I'm like, man, I want a supermodel, man. She gotta pay 70% of the bills. You'll be like, jerk, man, you crazy, man. You were asking for way too much. You better go hit the gym. You know, you'll give me a reality check too. So that's what they're missing. Because, you know, some of her friends, they know it will be delusional, but they're like, nah, I ain't going to try to be mean. I don't want to hurt their feelings and stuff. So they allow it to like go on. Whereas like guys will like check each other. We'll be like, man, you ain't getting all that. Stop playing.
Also, you know, you might be right that, you know, because obviously my first opinion was the fact that, and this happens sometimes, she may meet a guy, takes her out to a nice restaurant. So that's going to be her new standard that any guy she meets in the future should be able to take her to this nice restaurant this one guy did for her 5 years ago. But it could be the case that that the reason these women come up with these standards, one of their girlfriends might get a guy who's rich and buying a car and things like that. And then they start to think, if my girlfriend could get this kind of guy, that's my new standard too.
Yeah.
I think that happens too.
Oh, yeah. No, like you said, man, I like what you started off. You're like, man, they got high entitlement. So, you know, man, they're constantly looking at other people, man. Like you said, if their homegirls getting like that treatment, it's like, man, I deserve that also. But, you know, they never assess why that girl might be getting it. Like you said, I like what you're talking about, man. They always turn it to the guy, but there's no self-reflection. Like, damn, my friend, she's real nice to that guy, man. She do a lot of stuff for that guy, you know. So it's never none of that. It's just always like, I deserve
she's
that.
opening them legs. You've heard the stories about Dubai and shit like that. If you're gonna go for the money, anytime you go for the money, you gotta pay the price as well. You know. But anyway,
man, I was listening to you watch that video, man. So is Jess? She always saying crazy stuff like that?
Oh, she's a feminist. So we have Jess.
Okay.
We have Jess. Those are two different people. And then we have you probably are familiar with Jazz if you've been.
Yeah, Jazz, definitely.
This is Jess, the feminist. And we have Bo. Bo is usually on Lapif when I react to Lapif. Yeah, those are the three feminists. You can even see, I think Skinny did say it as soon as I started the video. You see, Skinny said it. Here you go with Jess.
Okay. Shout out to Skinny.
Skinny, the people know who the feminists are. Because as soon as the video started, she started talking about, oh no, why are you guys going on her? Those are her standards. Crazy. And she was about to go on. So let me just play it a little bit.
Okay.
It's subjective and you're not looking at it objectively, because just as much as you're saying one thing, can I get a point off without you cutting me off after the first 3 words? Here it is. No, I'm referencing what Joey said to me when he said I cut him off after 3 words.
Confused. I was about to say.
I don't cut you off.
But what I'm saying is that, so I want you to look at the situation objectively, right? Because I think you're making an assumption either way. So for someone where God is important to them and they're very spiritual, for them, someone not mentioning God could be a red flag, and they might not be religious and they might not believe in God. So that might not be the person for me.
Can I ask you a question? Wait. Stay right there. Why didn't you mention God? If God is so important to you, why
she
you
never said she didn't?
No, but this is what I'm saying. Like, how are you gonna have a stipulation like that? In a like, if God came up in a conversation, y'all might have had that conversation. But why is the responsibility on the man to bring up God? You know what I'm saying?
Because in her eyes, you have to live up to her standards. Like she doesn't have to bring it up. You supposed to. She wants to see if you are able to be with her. She's looking at your resume. She ain't talking about her.
And that's why I'm just a little confused. Like she's trying to overly police men.
She ain't that fine for that.
She will make an exception for somebody on a lot of those things that she has pointed out. I believe that's 100%.
I agree with that.
She's looking for somebody that meets each and every one of those points. I don't think there's a man out there, even if she finds someone that's going to meet each and every one of those points. She's going to have to make some sacrifices on some of them, compromises on some of them because
Nah.
that kind of man just does not exist. I think there might be certain points that she, she may not have put it in chronological order of which ones were the most important.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you there's some that she would be like, I can do without this or do without that. I think we're taking it a little too literally. I mean, unless that was the point. But I don't think for 1 second that was, I think it was all cap, to be honest. I think it was for clicks and views.
I don't know.
She's not gonna get a chance. She's not gonna get a chance to be like, oh, I'll let that go with that guy, because as soon as she starts speaking, she's gonna be herself. And as soon as a man of substance,
I
don't think it has anything to do with a man of substance or a man not of substance.
Exactly.
I think it more or less has something to. I don't think that there is no list for a woman when she like a guy. There is no list. It doesn't exist.
Now, can it get a little bit shorter?
disagree.
Yes, but I won't say there's no.
I disagree. I think the whole thing of a woman liking you, it's because you met some of the things on her list. Because I think he's insinuating that a woman will like you for you. And I don't believe that when men say, find you a woman that likes you for you. What do you mean? If she likes you for you, that means whatever you is, that's what she likes. And that's on her list. So I don't believe in the whole thing of likes you for you. Because the way I take that, when a man or women say it as well, find you a woman who likes you for you. What? Likes you for what? For being broke? For being dusty? For sleeping in your car? Clearly, if that's not who you are, then she doesn't like you for you. She likes you for what you are right now. If whatever you are right now change tomorrow, I don't think she's gonna like you anymore. What do you think?
Nah, I never really thought about it like that, because sometimes I say it like that, but I think when guys say it, it's more like if she's attracted to you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, physically?
Yeah, that's what I think it is. Because man, think about it, man. If Chris Brown rolled up there on a date with her with a "I worship the devil" shirt, he's clapping.
She's going.
So I think that's probably what Anton's thinking. Like, man, she'll throw all those standards out the window, because really all they want is money. I think they throw in some of the stuff like
it. Oh, you gotta put the caveat, jerk. If you're gonna spend it.
Yeah, there you go.
That's key.
Yeah,
they don't like you because you got money. They like they like the idea that you might be going to spend the money on them.
Yeah, if you're reckless with it, there you go. Yeah, so, but if it was one of them guys, man, say he ain't worship nothing, he ain't been in church in like 5 years, but like you said, he gonna blow that bread on him, he taking them on trips, man, all that stuff go out the window. That's where they move into hope, like, oh, I could change him. Hopefully he'll start going to church and stuff. But yeah, they'll throw that out the window.
Oh yeah, but that's also another funny thing.
But you're right though.
Why do women try to? I'm always wondering, why do women try to? So let's say most women don't want average guy. The average guy is gonna be the nice guy, flowers, dinner date, wait for 90 days, no sex, doesn't even want to try anything because he might piss her off. If he tries to kiss her, he will only kiss her if she lets him and things like that. They don't want him. But then when they get the guy, let's say the bad boy or the rich guy, because any rich guy, most rich guys don't do it. Okay, let's say Chris Brown. He's not going to do none of these things, but then they try to turn Chris Brown to make him do the things the average guy was doing for her. So they want Chris Brown to have all the time in the world for her, but he's a busy guy. No rich guy gets rich by spending lots of time with a woman. But they try to say he's not spending time with me. He's only buying me things. I don't know. I never understand why they try to turn the rich guy into the average guy. That does never make sense to me.
Nah, you're right. Yeah, you bust your brain cells trying to figure that out. But yeah, man, like you said, it's like whatever they get, man, they want to change it to the opposite. So like you said, if they get the guy that's like ambitious, they want to make him the average guy. If they get with the average guy, they want to make him the rich guy. So, but that's why they don't understand. They burn out a lot of the guys that they with. That's why they, if they get dogged out or if a guy ghosts them, like you said, they're going to always look at the guy like, oh, he just ghosted me. But a lot of them guys just get burnt out dealing with their personality, man.
Yeah, man, it can be. And that's why, in my opinion, if I was good to give advice to men, I would tell them, just be who you are. Do everything you've been doing before this woman came. Because if the moment you try to change even one single thing, she's gonna notice that that's not who you are. You're only changing because of her, and she's gonna lose respect for you. And then eventually, I mean, she's gonna leave. So for me, I would tell a man. Now, I don't know everything, but one thing I know about women: just be who you are. Let her dislike you for being who you are, rather than trying to like you for changing for her. Because the moment she finds out you change for her, let's say you've been the type of guy who goes to the gym. Now you got a girlfriend, she doesn't go to the gym. You stop going to the gym because you're trying to spend time with her. She's gonna notice, oh, this guy, I found this guy hitting the gym 5 days a week, but now he's only going 2 days a week because of me. Eventually, she's gonna bounce. I don't know how that happens. I don't know why it happens, but it's gonna, even if you're thinking I'm spending time with her, she wants me to spend time with her, but the moment you cancel your plans for her, eventually she won't look at it as a challenge. It's crazy, the psychology, but it's just amazing how it works, man.
Nah, you definitely, that was some good advice, man. You spent some game on that. Yeah, because I'll be saying the same thing to guys. I'm like, man, you better, like you said up front, when you go on them first dates, that's who you are, and you stick to that standard, man. And I think men got to do like some reverse psychology in their mind, where it's like, instead of auditioning for females, it's like, man, they need to be auditioning for you, especially if you got your stuff together. It's like, you can't be scared to lose them. And I think that's what hurts a lot of guys. Like you're saying, you're like, nah, you got to be who you are. Nah, that's facts. And then you let them make that decision to be with you and be like, hey, this is how I operate. I'm not budging off of this.
Yeah, but I gotta play devil's advocate, man.
All right, let's
Sometimes
go.
these guys, you look at the booty and you're like, oh shit. You know what? It won't hurt to miss one gym day. It won't hurt to call out from work just this weekend to spend time with her. Every time a man looks at that booty, thinks about that booty, men lose it. I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I'm gonna give the men the benefit of the doubt. I understand, guys. I'm not trying to be too critical. I understand. But hey, listen, child support for 18 years isn't easy either. So make good choices.
Oh, facts. But hey, Boogie, man, I got to get up out of here, man. I just wanted to pull up on you, man. So when you go live,
my days, really, because I'm on the East Coast, so my days are usually Monday and Tuesday. Wednesday, I do like a short stream, but usually my days, Monday, Tuesday, anywhere from 4 p.m. Eastern time. Are you on the East or West?
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely start trying to pull up on you and stuff, man. I think you got great material, man. Keep up the good work, man. And yeah, you definitely spit that game,
one
man.
time, but I was literally jumping into bed, but it was late night. I think I just sent you a super chat if you remember that. But one time I saw you going live, but it was like late. I was like, I could have jumped on, but
nah, don't worry about it, man. Yeah, we'll catch up. Yeah, but we will start pulling up on you, man. Cause yeah, you definitely doing good work out here, man. So keep it up.
I appreciate you, man.
But all right, man, take it easy, bro.
All right, guys, go follow Sophisticated Jack. All right, but let's play a little bit more. There's at least 6 minutes more in this video.
Gotta have some point of reference, Anton.
Ain't no list.
Now I might be able to wiggle and shake a little bit, but I ain't just gonna be loosey goosey.
The list is in his pants.
There you are.
The one that don't matter. They break all the rules.
For the guy that you like,
They break all the rules.
Not all of them. A few possibly, but not them all.
All of them.
Not all of them. I promise.
This is what I mean.
I'm not telling the story.
Like Mike Tyson said.
That list only exists for people that she don't necessarily care for.
Mm-hmm.
When women come up with these, when I listen to this stuff, right? When women come up with these lists are an opportunity for them to try to eliminate you. Which means that you should never be trying to qualify to fit into a woman's box in the first place. That means you out of your purpose. That means you out of pocket. Already you out of pocket. If you the type of dude that would say, man, she would cut me like that, then you already out of pocket. And I think that the problem with guys is that they've lost their masculinity and that they actually give a fuck about what a woman thinks. When I see guys a lot of times even try to shame other guys and they say stuff like, I wonder if you had any holes, or, you know, was you this, or if you were lame, that tells me that you the nigga that's the lame. You the lame because you give a fuck about what a woman thinks. or you're trying to qualify or disqualify a guy based off of what you think that you need to fit into a box for a woman to think that you him. And what you don't realize is that they fucking them all. They fucking the guy with the Poindexter glasses, and they fucking the dude that's for the streets. They fucking a dude that got money, and they fucking a dude that don't have money. And for whatever reason, you're trying to box in a certain demographic of guy that's supposed to fit into a box, and all of them is fucking everybody. And so
but that don't mean that's the man she want to marry, though.
Listen. All of these standards that women have don't exist. They fuck them short, they fuck them tall. They fuck them dark, they fuck them light. It's all the same. We all fucking the same hoes. We all fucking the same hoes. We passed y'all along and she fucked everybody else in the room. And you think that you special because you then go to another nigga and say, man, you must not have been getting pussy. Just because he don't talk about it don't mean he ain't been getting it. He probably fucked half of the chicks that you think and you pedestalize. And so dudes that really don't get it, that ain't really been around, they talk like that. Niggas that have been around, we know that there are no rules. And the only time that they say that shit is for niggas that they get money from, or niggas that's trying to send them a cash app and trying to justify the fact that they got to spend money on hoes in order to fuck them. But
I mean, I disagree like around 40%. I think every man pays in some way. And shout out to CJ. He says this a lot. Every man pays some way. You may not pay with money. She may not use you for money, but she's going to use you for time. There's child support. Child support is probably the biggest payment you may do, especially if you're hitting it raw. But every man pays with some way, either attention or, trying to get her off, time. Any way you pay, you're paying.
It don't cost you nothing. It don't cost you nothing. And when you are him to her, none of that shit exists. They don't have a list. There's no checkbox at all.
So this is why I disagree, Anton.
That's the honest to God truth. That is the truth, straight from Detroit, all the way ever, right? It don't really matter. They're all going. All
it does matter, Anton. This is why it matters.
All denominations, all heights, widths, everything. All of them are doing the same thing. They're all going, bro. And if they sit there and tell you that they're not, then that just means that you need to move on to somebody that will. That's all it is.
So this is why it matters. So a girl that has all those things that she just mentioned, a girl that's looking for all that, right? Say she runs into an Anton Daniels. I'm not saying it's you. Say if she runs into someone like you. All she's gonna do is be like, you know what? I'm gonna put all this to the side, and then she's gonna try to use you and try to get whatever.
Listen. Here's the caveat.
Hear me out. She's gonna try to hear you out. She's gonna try to get what she can out of you, and then when it's the ending, she's gonna play victim. This has happened so many times, and we have seen it. So all I'm saying is the man that she's looking for, right, with all those BS things that she named, that might be her guy that she might stay with, to where she's not going to play victim. She's going to stay with them forever and ever and ever. That's all I'm saying.
Listen, I'm not special. for whatever reason, you're using me as an example. I'm just another nigga like everybody else.
Oh, you got on a Gucci hoodie.
No, I'm talking about
Miss Mariam, the Pookies pay. Now, they may not pay like the average guy pays, which means money, but they pay through time. They pay through getting the women weed. They pay through getting the woman, they buy liquor for the woman. They pay through having to clap them cheeks. That's a form of payment. They pay through getting these women pregnant. That's a form of payment. They pay through so many ways. Let's say the woman gets into an issue. She's going to call Pookie to go fight. Pookie may lose his life. Pookie may go to jail. So it may not be cash. It may not be debts, but the Pookie is paying in some way. Every man pays. And shout out to CGA. It says this all the time. Every man pays. We pay differently. We pay a different price, but every single man pays.
So let me reference.
Listen.
All the reason why I used you is
nobody is special. Listen, I'm not special. You not special. None of us is special. We just another nigga that done fucked another chick, bro. The only thing that's special. Listen.
Right.
Okay, so let's use my bank account.
Right.
You not getting a dime from it.
But you don't know that.
If you listen, let's say hypothetically that I'm available and I'm in the streets and I'm moving around, right?
Okay.
You fucking for clout. The niggas that spend the majority of the money on the hoes is not dudes that got money.
Yeah, but every man pays in some way. That's the only point I wanted to disagree with Anton Daniels about. Every man pays. You may not pay. Some man may pay $100. You know, I don't know if you guys know. I count dates as part of payment. So just because you're not giving the woman money, I mean, you might as well give her the money because you're going to pay for a meal. You know, you're going to put gas in your car to go drive wherever you're going to see her. Maybe sometimes you took off work on the weekend to go see her. You are paying by calling out of work when you could have been making money. You know, the time, because on average, a man is going to spend at least 4 hours with a woman. 1 hour talking, going out, 2 hours driving, you know, second hour driving, 3 hours clapping them cheeks, 4 hours after clapping them cheeks and taking her home or whatever. That's a lot of time. You're paying through time, you know. Anyway, shout out to Anton Daniels. Let me see what I got for you guys. And shout out to you guys watching, man. Support your boy, like the video. Let me see what else I got for you. Let's do this real quick. Oh, here we go. This was like a fight. So I hope you're ready. This was like a mini fight. It wasn't crazy, but
As far as that concern is that when you're complaining, the amount of effort you put into complaining outweighs what you're doing to change what it is you're complaining about. That's when I have a problem. And the majority of people are doing more complaining than they're doing, or than they're taking action to fix what they're complaining about. That's where you lose me. Because if you have an issue about something, and then like you don't do anything to change it, in my mind, shut the fuck up, because you're not doing anything to change it. Like everyone talks about slavery and all these things. Everybody up here has an opinion, but I would also say that of those of us that have an opinion, maybe one or two of us has done anything that can actually affect positive change, not just for themselves, but for others. So this is why, like for me, like I've put sweat equity into changing a lot of the things that I had an issue with about how I was raised, what happened to my people before that, right? So knowing that to be true, I just have a hard conversation. I have a hard time having conversations with people who are victims, who are choosing to stay victims because they don't want to do shit but complain about the same things that I'm actually putting my sweat equity and my blood, sweat, and tears into changing for me and my kids. So it's almost like, you know, if you're the one woman in a room that's not a hoe, you're going to have a hard time having a conversation about relationships in a room full of hoes.
I get you. So transfer is energy, and we need to be more productive and conductive. Constructive and productive.
I keep that shit so far away from me. Like if you complaining, whine, like that's just not, it doesn't work. So I want you to keep far, far, far away from me. So I just don't engage when I hear people talking like that.
I get you. Solution oriented. I can see.
I think the people who want to do what Willie is saying is already doing it. You already got a family. You already raised your kids. You already got it set up going in the direction it needs to go. And the people who want to eventually do that are trying to take steps to do that. And there's a whole other group of people who want to do something different. We each have a lane that we speak to, and we just got to respect the lanes people in. Simple as that.
And what I think the problem is, people say that they want to do certain things, and then their actions don't show that they want that. A lot of people will say that I want this, but then you try to tell them how, or you try to have that conversation, and they just tell you how they can't. So
I would like to know what Miss Pearl meant by those who give off a superiority energy in the conversations when we're trying to build towards progress.
Sort of like, it's almost like what I say goes. It's like a bravado. That's a term that you all use. There's like a cockiness behind what they're saying. And it's an energy behind it. Like you can feel it. It's not these people that are on the panel that are listening to understand. They're cutting you off. They're being real quick and responsive, or they're saying something like, not to cut you off, but you just did. Like somebody I didn't mean to cut you off. Yes, you did. Because you're just so quick and just so thirsty, right? For your perspective to be heard, because you feel like that's the one that is most dominant. You just really gonna shut me up and cut me off and then try to apologize. No. If you were truly listening to understand and not respond and dissect and disrespect, you wouldn't do that. So again, it's more for me, it's the bravado that I hear. Not only that, it's the dismissiveness of other people's perspectives. Oh, we ain't trying to hear that shit. It's this. No, it's not. It's still what he said is what she said. Why do we keep having this roundabout conversation? Two things can be right at the same time. A lot of people on this panel do not act like that. When other people are giving their perspectives, their lived experiences, their opinions, what they think is objective, people shut it down. I've watched it week after week. I've been on these panels almost 40 times. So I know what I'm talking about.
I think on panels, that's usually going to happen, especially, it happened to me not too long ago. I think maybe 3 weeks ago, when I went to Ilkan Ali's panel, and everyone was disagreeing with me, with my perspective about a subject. So I think on panels, that's usually going to happen. But I think, in my opinion, as long as somebody apologizes, that should be okay. Obviously, if they do it all the time, that's an issue. But if somebody apologizes for catching you off, I think that's better than some people who just cut in and don't apologize. All right. She has never seen Jazz, huh? Who are you talking about? Omar Simpson. Simpson, who are you talking about? All right, guys. Today was always gonna be a short live stream, so I may jump. I just seen Ilkan Ali is live. I may jump on there, but I need to go get something to eat. All right, guys. So shout out to you guys for joining me. Shout out to Skinny, Mr. Simpson, Miss Mariam, and everybody who's ninja watching in the background. Shiesty Bomb, shout out to you. Weird name, but okay. All right, I'll be back. All right, continue to support your boy. We're almost at 10,000 subscribers, so we're almost there. All right, so like the video, share, comment down below. Peace.